over the works of thine hands. Thou hast put all things under his feet, all sheep and oxen, yea, beasts of the field, fowl of the air, and the fish of the sea, and whatsoever passeth through the parts of the seas. O Yahweh, our power, how excellent is thy name in all the earth. In Yahweh's name we pray. Amen and Amen.
Aman, aman. Right. Happy Sabbath Eve, beloved. Happy Sabbath Eve. All right. Like always, we want to give honor to the Most High God, the Lord God of heaven, that keepeth covenants and mercies for them that love him and observe his commandments. Then to his Son, who is our King, our Prince, our Savior, the apostle and high priest of our profession, whom the Father used to reconcile us back to himself. We thank God for him and everybody that's with us today, elders, mothers, brothers, sisters, young children, even those that are watching online, all the partakers of the heavenly calling. We thank God for each and every one of you, beloved. Amen. All right. We are at our next chapter. Okay, we are going to Exodus. Exodus chapter 22. Okay. All right. Okay, so for a little recap, remember Exodus 20, we were dealing with what? The 10 Commandments, all right? The 10 Commandments that were given to us as what? As a nation, okay? This is, that was huge for us, all right? That is the foundational principle about our faith and what to stand on, right? In Christ, we have those 10 Commandments, all right? So that was given to all Israel. All right. Those that were Israel and those that were joined, they all heard this message. This is what we enter into that covenant with. Okay. We're going to do what he's saying. So Exodus 20 spells those things out. Okay. That's not still honor your mother, your father, Sabbath day, all those things in Exodus 20. Then we moved to Exodus 21. And this was kind of started off dealing with the judgments, right? So it started talking about, if you have a servant and all that stuff, how you ought to, treat them, what you do, the rules and the guidelines dealing with that. Okay. And we were looking at that last week just to show that, it's not like how we envision, slavery and stuff like that. Do not equate the two. Okay. The Most High we're dealing with, definitely with the scriptures, when we're dealing with some of this stuff, is about servitude. Okay. So my master dealing with the servitude. How you had to deal with them a certain way. You cannot treat an employee or anybody under your house any type of way. That is not what the Most High taught us to do. Okay. We're supposed to be fair to them. Okay. We're supposed to be kind, supposed to be honest, supposed to be all these kind of things. Okay. So we want to make sure that people don't pollute what the Most High is doing and the laws and the instructions that he's given us. Okay. And also we're going to see with some of these judgments and laws, right, is dealing with a lot of things are connected with death. Okay. Everything that you did, beloved, I want you to understand, everything you did not require, you had to die. Right? If you did anything wrong in the law or something, you had to die for it. That is not what it says. But you'll let people that have sometimes agendas then read it, go and just make these blanket statements. Okay. So make sure y'all looking at this. Okay. Every penalty of the law, you do something, is not death. Okay, there are some that you die, but not everything, right? That will be very extreme. Okay. Not that the Most High couldn't do it, all right, but he's still showing, he's still weighing out certain things. Everything ain't warranting death. Okay. All right. Okay. Chapter 22. All right. Because remember, the end of this one was dealing with like even your animals. You got oxen and stuff, right? Um, you got an ox that hit somebody, hurt somebody. You know, there's rules, well, laws you have to deal with that, right? If the ox go and kill, you know, a servant of yours, but you have to deal with that ox, you know. So there's rules dealing with all these kind of stipulations because, beloved, believe me, all these people, they have problems and issues like this. Okay. So the Most High is spelling out a lot of this stuff for us. All right. So we're going to go to Exodus, right? Exodus 22. We're going to Exodus 22. And we're just going to go, let's see what's there. All right. Exodus chapter 22. And we're going to start at verse 1. Exodus chapter 22. And we're going to start at verse 1.
If a man shall steal an ox or a sheep and kill it or sell it, he shall restore 5 oxen for an ox, and 4 sheep for a sheep. If a thief be found breaking up, and be smitten that he die, there shall no blood be shed for him.
Okay. So I'll start the first verse. Y'all can, if anybody got anything for the second one, y'all can do it. All right. So many men steal an ox. So if you steal an ox, being specific, all right, or a sheep and kill it or sell it. Okay. So it don't matter. You can kill it or you can sell it. What's it showing? That you basically get this back, right? I done sold it off to somebody else or I done killed it. He shall restore 5 oxen for an ox and 4 sheep for a sheep. Okay. Why the exact number like that, I'm not sure. All right. But when you see it restoring, what? This is the equivalent to that. All right. Why do you think, and as I said, someone asks a lot of questions with some of these things, right? Just to get, because the Most High is giving us a piece of his mind, how he thinks, his judgment, things like that. Why you think he's, you know, somebody steal your sheep or steal an ox? Why is he telling you to restore it about 5 times or 4 times? What's the reasoning behind that? What do you think he's trying to teach us?
Hey, you think twice before you consider stealing because you're going to mess yourself up even more.
Absolutely.
In the long run.
Absolutely. Okay. You gonna think twice. Man, I steal $20. When I get caught, I'm gonna pay 100. You like, I don't know, the $20 might not be worth it, right? They might not be worth stealing. So that's the point. Right. If I steal $20 and the penalty is I gotta get the $20 back, I'm gonna take the chance. Because even if I get caught, it ain't nothing, breaking even. No, the Most High knows that. So he's like, nope, I'm gonna make it greater. All right. Showing the weight of that. Okay. But also taking from somebody. It's a different way. You're taking from somebody. But also, beloved, you're taking something, and definitely it's different when what? You're in need. Some people are greedy in doing this stuff. All right. A lot of people were just being greedy and, you know, killing and stealing somebody's thing, or they upset and just going to kill the animal. Right. So showing, it is kind of showing us, you know, thinking twice. Am I that? And this is we talk about, because Kai brings it up all the time, you know, about loving your neighbor and all that stuff. And, you know, even I tell you about anger and how, you know, you can't be having that spirit dwelling in you. Because what anger can have you, man, I'm so mad at my brother. I'm gonna kill their sheep, I'm gonna kill their oxen. That anger gonna cost you, ain't it? Okay. So everything we're doing, beloved, remember this is a spirit behind it. Okay. I know this is looking at the oxen sheep, but there's a spirit behind it, and he's trying to teach us something, even in this. Okay. So we have to think about our reactions, because a lot of times we don't think about it. We only see in the here and now, but you got to think about what repercussions of it. Right. Verse 2. Brother Kai, can we read that verse 2? And then
If a thief be found breaking up and be smitten that he die, there shall no blood be shed for him.
Right. Somebody let me know, what is that saying? What is that saying? Verse 2. Go ahead, Brother Kai.
I know it's because of the translation. Basically, it's saying that the thief is found in the house, he caught in the act, stealing, and if you go upside his head, and he died, it says there should no blood be shed for him. Like, there should be no recompense for what he did because he broke in somebody's house, and this is home invasion. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's saying. It's just because of the king's language, I would have saw another translation, but it's just breaking into somebody's house and getting caught in the act still.
Okay. So once again, brief breakdown. If then verse 3 is going to kind of give another something else you can add to it, but perfect, just how he said it. All right. Somebody coming in there and stealing, a thief. All right. And he got killed in the process of stealing. All right. He's in there, he get killed. There should no blood be shed for him. All right. So he got his just due. All right. You go in there trying to rob somebody, you get caught and killed in the process, that's on you. All right. Ain't no taking him to court. He ain't gonna be found. That person ain't gonna be found guilty. Nope.
Right.
You got caught in that. So you need to think twice. Is it worth stealing this? Okay. And I'm speaking as a fool saying it. Is it worth it? Of course it's not worth it, but I'm just saying this was the whole thing. Because the only thing you should be, if you're going to be taking and stealing, the only thing that should even give your mind to even think like that is, I'm going to die if I don't get this. And I'm talking about your necessities. All right. So, but nonetheless, they're found and breaking in the house, and you killed them. That's on them. All right. That is not on you. Let's read verse 3 because that's connected with that.
If the sun be risen upon him, there shall be blood shed for him, for he shall make full restitution. If he have nothing, then he shall be sold for his theft. If the theft be,
I'm sorry, give me verse 4.
If the theft be certainly found in his hand alive, whether it be ox or ass or sheep, he shall restore double.
All right. So what we got for 3 or 4, beloved? Got for 3 or 4.
The way I'm getting it is if he can't repay it, then he's gonna have to probably work off his what he stole, or be sold for the theft.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, absolutely right. So this one, verse 3, right? I'm gonna get to mother's point as well. If the sun be risen upon him. So this one, what's a little different than verse 2 is that what? The sun is out. You can see this person. Okay. There should be bloodshed for him. So with this one is saying, listen, they break in your house, you smite them, basically no punishment. But for this one, the sun be risen, you smite him, there is going to be a punishment. All right. For he should make full restitution. Okay. If he have nothing, then shall he be sold for his thievery. So what's the big difference? Why is there two different? Why do you think the Most High, is letting us know in verse 2 about the punishment, it's okay if you kill him, and in verse 3, it's not okay. Why is that? I know the difference. So, beloved, in the first one, when is the thief coming to steal? When is that thief coming to steal in verse 2? Verse 3 tell you, yeah. Verse 3, right? Just like this is why you make Christ make analogy, thief, you don't know when the thief coming, right? Thief don't announce when they coming. They come in a time where it's sneaky, where they can't be seen. However, right, they're coming at night. So when they're coming at night, somebody breaking your house at night, a thief coming in there, you don't know what the intentions are. All right. You can hope, not hope. You can think they're stealing, but some people come in your house and they might be trying to hurt maybe you or your children or something like that, right? You don't know the intent. It's dark. Your instinct is, I gotta destroy whatever's in this house because it wasn't welcome. So they're coming for the wrong intention. I'm killing in the defense of the house or whatever it is, right? But that's verse 2. Okay. And this is why he's saying that they're free at that point. But you see that person, right? You clutch them in the act, you visualize, you see them. Okay. For that, you don't got to go and put them out and kill them. Okay. You can see them. Now what? You can hold them, whatever, and it can be heaven set judgment. Okay. This is not saying if this person is trying to attack you, all right. The Most High don't got nothing. We already see in self-defense. He's not saying if they're trying to attack you. No, he's talking about a thief trying to steal something. A thief can come in the window, daylight, maybe think you sleep, or maybe thinking y'all both at work. You come in and you catch the thief. Okay. This is not time to go and try to grab the gun and start unloading all on them, right? And you see them. Okay. So he's saying, no, with this one, you're going to hold them. And then what? For he should make full restitution. All right. Let him pay for his crime, for thievery. All right. If he has nothing, then he shall be sold for his theft. Okay. So either he's going to replace this thing, full restitution, and if he can't afford it, like Mother's saying, it should be sold for his theft. Right. He got to work. He got to get that thing paid off. Okay. And that can be, my understanding, you can put them in like a servitude thing where, because they literally don't have no money and everything, put them in a servitude where they work it out. Okay. So sometimes you might have somebody in, all right, they're going to work my sheep and everything. And then that's how they'll pay that person that, whoever they stole from or whatever. Okay. So he should be sold for his theft because, like I said, somebody stealing something, not that it's good, not that the Bible is justified, not at all. Right. But, sometimes that's not, the punishment don't need to be death per se. Okay. Somebody coming in there, they stole some whatever, you don't have to go to death. Okay. That's the Most I saying. It ain't really that serious to kill them. All right. It's definitely a bad thing, right? But it ain't worth to take their life. It's not on the same level. Okay. That person just need to pay it off and do what they got to do. If the theft be certainly found in his hand alive, all right, so he's caught in the process and he got the thing in his hand, whether it be ox or ass or sheep, he shall restore double. And this is interesting because it's saying this person even fully, get away with it. He just got the thing, he getting caught in the act. All right, this thing is in his hand. He over there trying to sneak off with the sheep, and you catch him, he just stay there like, nope, you gotta pay double. Okay, so once again, like the point earlier, right, to get you away from this, it's not worth it. Okay, it is not worth it. And this is something we got to realize when it comes to doing things contrary to the word of God, right? We think, oh, well, we did this, so this should be the part. No, sometimes you got to pay double, triple. Okay, so something for us to think about. Don't think, well, I just did this, so it should be just this. Okay. All right. Let's go to 5 and 6. Let's go to 5 and 6. Matter of fact, before we go there, because we're talking about thievery, something in Psalms. Not Psalms, Proverbs. Stealing is bad, beloved. It is. That 10 commandment as well. So I'll show you 2 things with it. Let's go to Proverbs 6 and let's go to verse 30. Matter of fact, I want to go to verse 29. Because like I said, we sometimes look at stealing and just think about money or whatever. But stealing is taking something that don't belong to you. Okay. Even something you can steal glory from somebody. You can steal somebody's recognition, all those kind of things. You're taking something that don't belong to you. All right. And that's something we got to think about. This is what I talk about, even in that coveting, right? You're trying to get, you're coveting something that don't belong to you, right? You got to be mindful of that kind of spirit. All right. Proverbs 6. Brother Kai, you go to verse 29. Proverbs 6 and verse 29.
Put it on the screen.
You don't see it on the screen? Y'all can't see that? I gotta take it off then.
You don't see it?
I gotta share it on the screen.
Yes.
All right, hold on. Can anybody confirm or deny this?
Yeah,
That's
I
on the
can
screen?
see it.
Okay.
That's okay. It's a pride.
I see it.
Okay.
You said Proverbs 6?
Proverbs 6 and verse 29. Thank you, beloved Dwyer.
6 and 29. So he that goeth in to his neighbor's wife, whosoever toucheth her shall not be innocent.
Right. So this, of course, talking about adultery, right? Because what? It's also this is dealing with stealing because it's what? Your neighbor's wife. That one belongs to your neighbor. All right. You are stealing. Okay. So that's why I say when it comes to laws, they can get very broad as well. Right. Read verse 30.
Men, do not despise a thief, if he steal to satisfy his soul when he is hungry.
So don't despise a thief when what? He's stealing to satisfy his soul when he's hungry. So why is this thief? Why is he saying don't despise this one? They ain't just saying thieves in general. Why is saying don't despise this thief? What is different? I won't say different. Yeah, what's could be different about this thief?
Well, he's not stealing just to be stealing or just out of just wanting something. He's stealing for physical need. You know, something he probably wouldn't have done otherwise. May not have done.
Absolutely. Right. Once again, we're not justifying stealing, right? But we also, the Most High is logical, not saying like this, we got to understand there's a difference between the spirit. One, I'm trying to survive. The other one, I just want more. That is two different outlooks on it. Both stealing, but there's a certain degree. Okay. I'm stealing so my family can, survive because they're about to die. That's a different thought, right? Because really you're trying to preserve self, which is one of our, a law to itself, right? Preserve self, preserve family. And then one, I want more. That's just being greedy. All right. You try to take from your neighbor just so you can have more than your neighbor. Something that's a different spirit. That's a self spirit. That's a spirit, that's not loving his neighbor himself. But somebody doing it for their home because they're hungry, that's a different spirit. Okay. Once again, beloved, this is not justifying the thief, but also putting things in perspective. All right. The intent matters. Okay. We talk about judging the heart. It matters in certain things. People try to be like, oh, it's the same. No, thievery is the same, but the intent can show a lot about the individual. It can show the spirit. All right. Some people willingly go against God, and some people do things accidentally or their intent, there's a difference. Not saying either party's, right and is good, but the intent is totally different. Okay. So yes, the person that they're doing it wrong, but they're doing it because they're hungry. Like I said, a need to survive. All right. That's understandable. Okay. So even just showing that in our judgment, the Most High is still showing their thing they can understand. And sometimes this might give mercy. Listen to the word I'm saying. Give mercy. Mercy is not saying you did something right. Mercy is just giving you what? A cushion. Okay. I know you did this. You was wrong with this. I'm probably not getting you what you deserve. All right. Give me some mercy. Okay. Remember, mercy don't have to mean people think you get mercy has to clear everything up. That ain't always what mercy is. All right. Mercy, you're not getting what you deserve. Okay. We all got mercy extended to us. So men do not despise a thief. All right. Don't hate the thief that what? If he steal to satisfy his soul when he is hungry. Okay. Because we can empathize with that, right, beloved? We know you're really, man, I just need something, right? And this is why we ought to, we're doing things, to help those that are in need, okay? Because when we're living righteous, right? Definitely remember, they got a whole nation. If somebody's starving anything, they shouldn't feel that they have to go to that means. And there is scriptures to how you can help them as well. All right. All right, Brother Kai, let's get one more. This is not a period at the end of verse 30. Okay. So men do not despise a thief if he steal to satisfy his soul when he is hungry. Verse 31. Okay, he might have stepped away. All right, verse 31. But if he be found, he shall restore sevenfold. He shall give all the substance of his house. So you see what Most High is doing? Yeah, don't despise him. However, if he do get caught, even if he's hungry, if he do get caught, he shall restore what? Sevenfold. Right? Ooh, that's a lot. Sevenfold would be a lot. He shall give all the substance of his house. Okay. This seems it might seem extremely like sevenfold, right? All the substance of his house he got to give. That's way too much. But why is this not as bad as we might think, beloved? Why this one got to give everything? Why you got to give the substance of his house? He had to give sevenfold. That seems real bad. But why is it not that bad? You got to connect that verse 30 with it. And why is it not? I mean, this is a handy amount, but. So, beloved, when we talk about verse 30, what kind of thief is this? This is one that's what? He's stealing to satisfy his soul when he is hungry, starving. All right. Most likely he's stealing this food and everything. He don't have nothing. So him giving himself, it's not as big as you think. Somebody that's broke, that don't got $20 to their name, they're stealing, a certain meal. Sevenfold ain't as bad when you like that, because you should. This thief is stealing because he don't have a lot. All right. It's different from somebody that has a lot or have a good amount, right? But that's showing you ain't stealing because you're just hungry. You just stealing to steal. Okay. So once again, showing that discretion between the two. All right. All right. Let's go back to where we got Exodus 22. All right. Matter of fact, I did say another one. Let's go to Proverbs 30. Let's go to chapter 30.
Shalaki, what verse?
Proverbs 30, and we're going to go to verse. Let's start at 7. Point to 9 now, but let's start at 7.
You said 30 and 7?
Yes.
Two things have I required of thee. Deny me them not before I die.
So don't deny these two things. All right. Well, these two things I've required of thee. Deny me not before I die. Read.
Remove far from me vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenient for me.
How many people pray like this, beloved? All right. How many of us pray, Lord, remove from me vanities and lies? Or do we like and enjoy vanities and lies? Do we like the gossip? We like hearing things about our brothers and sisters, right? But he's saying what? Remove that from me. Vanity ain't going to help me out. Lies is not going to help my spiritual man out. Okay. It says, give me neither poverty nor riches. Okay. Don't make me be broke as a joke, and don't make me too wealthy. Now, before people get crazy, it is not saying that if you got riches, you are wicked. Do not equate the two. All right. There's a point where he's saying this. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Don't make me where I can't, satisfy my needs. Also, don't make me have too much. And it's for a reason. Feed me with food convenient for me. Give me my daily bread. Give me my daily necessities. Okay? Once again, sometimes we don't think like this. But why is the writer saying this? Verse 9. Read that slow for us, Brother Kai.
Lest I be full and deny thee and say, who is Yahweh? Or lest I be poor and steal and take the name of my God in vain.
So he's saying, don't make me too poor or too rich. Okay? Least I be full. All right? Because when you think about riches, beloved, don't think just money. Right? When you think about riches, it's a comfort you have with riches. It's a safety net. I don't worry about things because I got riches. Right? Poor man worries about all these things because what? Can't afford it. The rich man, I'm good. You don't have need. Okay? This is what the richness is showing in this verse. I'm full. Right? Think about when you stuff. I don't need nothing else, right? So he said, I don't want to be rich where I feel full and what I deny thee. Who's y'all? See, y'all broke people. Y'all need. That's why they say religion is a poor man's, that's a poor man's thing. Poor people need hope. They need all this kind of stuff because they in so much want and need. And they say, rich man, I don't need that. The things you over there praying to that God about, I can just get. You praying about God for that car. I can choose any car, right? So he said, at least I'll be full and denied. He denied thee with what? My actions. Not they ain't literally said, who is Yahweh? But they saying, what need do what concern I have in him? I don't need to pray to him and all that stuff. I'm good. This is a mentality, beloved. Don't get caught. It's the mentality. Because there's some broke people, right? Literally broke that has this mentality. They still don't know, even in the condition, that they need help. Okay. All right. So rich mentality, I don't have need. So that's what he's saying. I don't want to be rich where I feel like I don't have need of you. Okay. And the riches shouldn't change life. Somebody get rich, beloved, it shouldn't change you. Okay. But he's praying this thing for himself. And then what's the next one, Brother Kai? Who's the Lord? Or least I what? Be poor. Right? Because the poor person, what? Has need. Rich man don't have no need. He's full. He's good. But the poor, what? Least I be poor, have need in what? Still. Don't make me go into poverty where I feel like I have to steal. I feel like I can't survive. And this is my only means of survival. I don't want to be that broke. It says, least I be poor and steal. And when I steal, what do? Take the name of my God in vain. Point. Because people saying, I swear to God, you took God's name in vain. You get caught up on the wrong thing. You over there breaking these commandments, that's taking the name of God in vain. Because how did you get his name? How did you get that stuff? That righteousness, that holy, when you signed that contract, you took on his name. You said, I do. And this is what they did in Exodus. I'm the Lord thy God, brought thee out of the land of Egypt. Thou shalt not steal. I'm not father. I'm a jealous God, all that stuff. Okay, we accept that, Lord. No problem. Sealed, contract sealed. You are now mine. You will get my name. My name will be upon you. You'll be my people. I will hear you when you cry out. I'll be your God. That's what he's talking about when you got his name. Y'all don't hear. You got his name when you say you'll serve him. I'll do it. I'll serve you. Now, when you go, right, you took on that name, and now you're taking on what in vain and doing things contrary, right? I try to use the marriage analogy to kind of help us out, right? As I get married, I'm taking that name, and I'm taking it in vain because I'm going to do the things that people that's not married do. Okay, I don't want to be faithful. Then why you take on the name? If you want to do what you want to do, just you should do what you want to do. But you want to take on this name, what, for naught? Beloved, let's not take on the name of God. It's a precious name. It's an honorable name. Let not our actions, right? Let not our actions reflect that what? We don't care about him putting his name on us. We don't care about him saying that we are his. Because we're going to act like what? We belong to all these other heathen and paganism things. Take on his name in vain. Okay? All right, Brother Kyle, let's go back to Exodus 22. Some of these, like I said, it is laws and judgments, so there's not, we really fly through it. I'm just kind of just drawing out with a precept. All right, what verse are we at now?
Verse 5.
5. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Okay. If a man shall cause a field or vineyard to be eaten, and shall put in his beast, and shall feed in another man's field of the best of his own field, and of the best of his own vineyard shall he make restitution. If fire break out and catch in thorns, so that the stacks of corn or the standing corn or the field be consumed therewith, he that kindled the fire shall surely make restitution.
Anybody want to expound on 5 or 6? They're not meant to be deep, beloved. He's given laws and stuff. So he's giving things that they can understand and straightforward so they don't do it. Okay. We're diving into it and kind of bringing some spiritual things, aspects out of it. But beloved, it is straightforward with some of these things. All right. It's just, of course, it's not as straightforward because of the English, right? But basically, if a man calls a field, right, or a vineyard to be eaten, all right. So however that is, you cause somebody to lose their crops, okay? And shall put it in his beast, all right? So you allowed your animal to go in there and start eating up somebody else's field. We already know, beloved, that ain't right, right? you letting that oxen or that, that sheep and everything, and believe me, beloved, the animals can eat, all right? Show you my goats. You give them a day or two, they will tear up somebody's crops. Okay, so you just allow this beast to eat up somebody's field. Okay, or you eating it up. All right, and shall feed in another man's field. You know your beast should be eating that man's field and being their property. Of the best of his own field, and of the best of his own vineyard shall he make restitution. So how is the Most High making you pay the restitution? What is the payment for if you allow your beast to start eating up your neighbor's vineyard or their field or whatever, all right? What is the payment for that, beloved? Because he's specific, all right? He's being specific on what it is. What is the payment?
Have to give them of the best of yours.
Yes. You got to give him the best of your field. You got to give him the best of his own vineyard. I'm sorry, the best of his own field and the best of his own vineyard. That's going to be your payment. See, he don't care if you be like, well, I didn't eat the best of his field. I just ate this. No, it don't matter. You took something that don't belong to you. Now they get to take your best. So hopefully you know how that feels. Okay? So that's the restitution. You can't, well, I'm just going to give you, a couple of these. Nope. Those how they nope, you're going to give them the best. All right? And you understand, even when you want to go with that, I gave you the best to clear that up because you took something that wasn't yours. Okay? Said Most High is making examples of this, beloved. When you want to steal from your neighbor, all right, we want to steal from each other. These are the kind of things you got to think about. Are you willing to give the best of you for restoration of it? Okay. You stole this. Are you willing to give your best back? A lot of times you're like, no, I don't want to do that, right? So don't do it. Okay. Just calling on the next level, don't do it. Verse 6, if fire breaks out, all right? If a fire breaks out and catching the thorns, so that the stacks of corn or the standing corn or the field be consumed with, all right? So there's a fire that goes out. He that kindled the fire, all right, he that made the fire, shall surely make restitution, okay? So if you caused the fire and it burnt down the field, you got to restore that, all right? Because that was your fault, all right? You got to take ownership. So the Most High is also teaching us what? The spirit of accountability, okay? He didn't even give the intent and everything. You can be sorry. You can really be sorry to mean it, but you still need to restore that. Okay. And beloved, sometimes even, we doing things and, we saying sorry is good, beloved. All right. But sometimes still gonna need that restitution for it. All right. To make good on it. All right. Anybody got anything else for 5 or 6? Or we go to the next 2 verses. All right, Brother Kyle, let's keep going.
If fire break out and catching thorns, so that the stacks of corn or the standing corn or the field be consumed therewith, he that kindleth the fire shall surely make restitution. If a man shall deliver unto his neighbor money or stuff to keep, and it be stolen out of the man's house, if the thief be found, let him pay double.
Give me verse 8 up there. I think we did 7 and 8.
If the thief be not found, then the master of the house shall be brought unto the judges to see whether he had put his hand upon his neighbor's goods.
All right, let's look at this. Anybody got anything for 7 or 8? Anybody got anything for 7 or 8?
Okay, I have something. Like,
Okay.
if you're asking someone to watch over your things, watch over your stuff, you're supposed to take care of it as if it was yours. So I think it's saying is, so if it was stolen from someone and that thief was caught, then he has to pay for it. If the thief's not caught, then the man who was holding the stuff, they'll check and see, did you steal it? And probably even if not, he's still responsible to restore the other person.
Good, mother. Anybody else want to add to that? The mother's absolutely right. All right. If a man shall deliver unto his neighbor money or stuff to keep, all right, can you hold this for me? Blah blah. And I love the aspect saying it's your responsibility. All right. The aspect keeps up. It's my responsibility. You entrusted me with this. All right, brothers, sisters, beloved, we should have that confidence to entrust somebody. Now, you do have the right to say, listen, I'd rather not hold it. I don't want to be responsible. You do have that right, beloved. Okay. But however, if you do it, and it's in your house, oh yeah, you can have it here. I'll put it here, blah, blah, blah. All right. They entrusting that with you. Okay. And now somebody, if he come in there and they take it. Okay. If the thief be found, right? Once again, he got caught. The thief just got to pay double. All right. You got to put him out and kill him. All right. He got to pay double, or she got to pay double. Right. Once again, a harsh punishment. You got to think about it. I shouldn't be stealing, definitely if it ain't a need. So the trying to make it okay. You was trying to be greedy. You was trying to be greedy and steal, $500. Now you got to pay what? You got caught. So you got to give the $500. Now you got to pay $1,000. It ain't worth it. You're like, dang. It was better off that what? I would have just, earned it or disciplined myself to save up. But because I want to do it the unrighteous way, look at that punishment. So do we look at cross, beloved? Which way are we doing to try to get close to God? Are we going the unrighteous way of how we dealing with things? Okay, or are we doing it the right way? The wrong way, beloved, it has a price. And believe me, it's not a price that we want to be willing to pay. Right? So let us not be thieves as well. Okay. All right. So let's go to verse 7 and then verse 8. Okay, verse 8. If the thief be not found, all right, we didn't catch the thief in the act, whoever that thief is. Then the master of the house shall be brought into the judges. Why is the master of the house being brought into the judges? Right? Because they're supposed to do what?
They were the keeper of it. They were responsible.
Say that one more time.
Righteously.
They were responsible for watching over it. So
Collectively, what everybody's saying is true. All right. So they are they're basically, it was under their roof. All right. So we got to what? We got to see if they were part of it, whether they worked with the thief or whether they stole it themselves, they hid it themselves, or if it was something like a sincere, somebody just stole it from them, right? So we have to go to the judges to make inquiry, all right? To think about judges also is not just, right or wrong, but sometimes judges will what? They can question, right? They're supposed to, I think it's a scripture I always go to, but now I can't, diligent inquisition, is that? It's in one of these, but that's the point, beloved. You gotta go and see, because like I said, we need to what? Prove things, all right? The Most High is big on proving things. We just don't want to be working out of, well, I think he stole it because, no, you need to have, you're bringing up a cause, you need to have a reason, all right? This is another lesson, beloved. You just can't be throwing out accusations, all right, your brothers and sisters, all right? That's very dangerous. Some of those things can stick, some of them things, a good name, it says better than great riches. So you don't want to just start throwing out accusations. Okay? But however, this is what they're doing. So they're going to investigate, okay, to see what happened to their neighbors' things. Okay. Hold on, let me see. Oh, there, Deuteronomy 19. And they'll go to like the priests and certain people, right? The princes and rulers of the people, they'll be judges, and they'll have to, figure the matter out. If you were in the Wednesday class, remember reading the Apocrypha, they had a story where, anybody remember the story where the sister was being accused of something? Remember 2 judges?
Savannah.
Mm-hmm. Am I right? Yes. Savannah, right? So she was caught. And remember, these were 2 judges that actually, so wicked, there's some wicked judges, right? They try to accuse her of something very distasteful, beloved. But what? Another judge rose. And what? He made diligent inquisition. All right. Let's go to Deuteronomy 19 and verse 18. All right. This is kind of dealing with something else, but no, I mean, it's still around the same thing. Right. Let's start at 15, just so we can see the importance of witnesses as well. Okay.
One witness shall not rise up against a man for any iniquity or for any sin. And any sin that he sinneth at the mouth of 2 witnesses or at the mouth of 3 witnesses shall the matter be established.
All right. So he's saying you don't even build a case upon 1 witness. Okay. I have, let's say, Brother Kai. Brother Kai did this, right? Brother Kai like, no, I didn't. They even out, you know, who knows? It's one witness against one. Okay. So he said we can't, when you establish sin, because this is a heavy thing, beloved. That's what I said. We can't be throwing out and throwing out this person's sin, but like it's light. Saying no, you need to have 2 or 3 witnesses. Okay. Now, yes, they can be false witnesses, and there's a punishment on that. All right. But it's supposed to be 2 or 3 witnesses, because then what? It kind of brings the credibility there. Right. But like we said, like Elder brought out, Susanna had 2 false witnesses. During Christ's time, they brought false witnesses. So, of course, there's some wicked people that try to go around it. But 2 witnesses, this is how things get more established. All right. Now you can bring the cause. Okay. So once again, somebody broke into your neighbor's house and they stole something. You said, oh, you stole it. Or you took it. No, right? He can say, no, I didn't. Right now, you don't have nothing. So this is where the judges are coming in and going to try to figure out what's the matter, right? What is happening? So the mouths of 2 or 3 witnesses shall the matter be established. Now we can establish the matter. All right. Verse 16.
If a false witness rise up against any man to testify against him that which is wrong, then both the men between whom the controversy is shall stand before Yahweh, before the priests and the judges, which shall be in those days.
All right, so now he's saying if a false witness arise, because what? The Most High know there's going to be false witnesses, beloved. There's going to be false witnesses that go up testifying, like you see all the time in this wicked world. Okay, he said, then what? You're going to bring both men, both of them that had the controversy, the art with one another, and they're going to stand before Yahweh. People will catch that. They're going to stand before who? Yahweh.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean they're standing up in heaven? No. But when you come, beloved, doing this thing right, you come for the man, it's like you're standing before the Most High. Now you can connect this with a story. Okay? Think about the New Testament. Was there a false witness or testifier that died?
Ananias and Sapphira.
Mm-hmm. What did Peter say? You lied before what?
God.
I believe he might even say the Holy Ghost, right? Which is, we know, that's done with the Father. That's the Father's Spirit. Right? So why? What do you mean? It's the same principle. Right? Because we're what? 2 or 3 are gathered, to Christ. He's saying, I'm in the midst. But that's dealing with that righteousness, beloved. All right? When we doing things in righteousness, the Most High's presence is there. You have to be so careful what you're doing. Okay? So you bringing them the contrary, y'all going to stand for how it what? Before the priests and the judges, because they are supposed to be what? Ordained of God. See, when we doing this thing right, beloved, and this is what's frustrating, because the wickedness that's in the churches, they dilute how things are supposed to be. But some of the things they're saying is, like my cousin would say, it's not, it's incomplete. All right. It's incomplete. So with some of the things they're saying, you doing these things, you're doing this, man of God, everything, that would be like you're doing it to the Most High. If he ordained that person, yes, it would be that way. A lot of these brothers and some of the sisters grab the titles and everything. They're not ordained the Most High. Okay. However, if you got somebody that is righteous and doing these things, yes. Like the Most High is right there. That's how he's saying. It's like, I'm right here. Okay. So he is supposed to be what? Setting up the judges and everything. He's setting them up in righteousness and everything and putting his anointing on them. Okay. So when you got anointed leaders, those kind of things, and you bring up a matter, you better be mindful. Mindful. Don't be throwing out lies and all that stuff. Because y'all was sitting right there like, you don't know. Man ain't nothing. I ain't talking about, I'm talking about the Spirit of God. Okay. So, and this goes for all of them. Don't just think about the leader, but you, right? You have the Spirit of God in you. Okay. So before the priests and the judges, which shall be in those days. Brother Kai, read verse 17 again. I don't think people understand those days. Let's dive into that.
You said verse
Yeah, just
17.
read verse 17 again. I want y'all to hear this.
Verse 17. Then both the men between whom the controversy is shall stand before Yahweh, before the priests and the judges, which shall be in those days.
So in those days, beloved, we literally had priests, the Levites, we had the judges and everything. But beloved, in those days also being in these days, we don't have the priests as you might think Levitical, but what? We have the Melchizedek priests. You got the leaders of the church. These are those in these days. All right, I put in these days. This is dispensation. Okay. This is why Paul is saying what? Shouldn't we be able to judge the smallest matters? Still should be making judgment things. Okay. Should not be going to the judgment everything. We should be living righteous and having righteous judgment. All right. So we look at this. Now let's go to 18. Read this carefully.
And the judges shall make diligent inquisition. And behold, if the witness be a false witness and have testified falsely against his brother.
All right. Can somebody look up the word inquisition? Somebody give us the definition of inquisition. I got to make y'all work. Let me give you all the answers. What do it mean, diligent inquisition? What is inquisition? Fancy word to say what? I know y'all got y'all phones. Go ahead, Google it. Make it work.
Yeah, prolonged and intensive questioning or investigation.
And it says what's before the inquisition here? Diligent inquisition. No, I don't care. Yeah, whatever it is, right? These judges supposed to be making a great effort to find out the truth because the truth matters. You got people that don't care about the truth. They're not making a diligent inquisition because they don't care. But when you got the proper judges and priests that love the people of God and got the Spirit of God, they want to make diligent inquisition. They want to make sure the matter is correct. Okay? And it says, and behold, if their witness be a false witness and have testified falsely against his brother. So when they make this inquisition and they find out one of these brothers is off, right? Just like the story Suzanne, if you never read it, go and look at it. It's not that long. Is that a chapter reading? Whatever. It's not that long. Okay. But the same thing. You had it. They found out that these judges, and these were judges, or these elders lied on the system. But people was getting caught up on the title. Oh, they're judges, they're elders. They would probably never lie like that. But see, the Spirit of God hit a true judge. And he said, hold up, nobody made no inquisition about this. Y'all ready to kill this daughter of Israel, this princess of Israel. And y'all didn't even investigate? Calling this righteousness, and y'all didn't even investigate the truth? Y'all just look at them and have respect of persons of them? Read verse 19, Brother Kai.
Then shall ye do unto him as he had thought to have done unto his brother. So shalt thou put the evil away from among you.
What does that mean, beloved? This is a strong point. This is a strong point. What is 19 saying? This will clear up a lot of mess in America, all over the world, if you understand this point.
What you saw?
Said, what yourself? I'm sorry. Cut off on my end.
The law of reaping what you sow. What you throw out to others, come back to you.
Yes, the fullness of it. Yes. Right. In other words, what you was ready to testify, that wrath you was going to put on your punishment, put on that brother, sister you lying on, let that come back on you. So let's think of an example. Okay, you got things like, sorry, I don't want to get graphic, but just to make a point. So you have certain people that say somebody's famous, let's say a guy, right? And you got women saying, oh, he did this to me, right? And I'm saying this because there's cases like this all the time. And they make this accusation, the guy's about to face 15, 20 years, right? Because of that. And then, the girl might say, well, I didn't mean to do, I lied. I didn't mean it like that. What would happen to her in this dealing with the Most High? According to the scripture, what would happen to her? That brother would have served fit. And I'm kind of using the term with us. He's about to serve 15, 20 years if he's found guilty of this. All right. But they find out not guilty. The woman lied. How would that be handled according to verse 19? Anybody knows?
Same thing done to her.
So what will she be getting, sis?
20 years. To me, it's like do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, pretty much. Like, yeah.
Mhm. Like we'll take some of these things, but this is the point of it, right? You was willing to give your brother, now you take it. And if you understand it in more intimate things, love it, not coveting on it, right? You should want the best for your brother. When you have that mindset that you want the best for your brother or sister, guess what? That's the same thing that gets back to you. You reap that, right? And this is what the Most High try to get us to understand. We're ready to destroy, but when you try to destroy someone else, you're destroying yourself. How are you destroying yourself? You are compromising your integrity. You're compromising your spirit. You're taking a risk with your soul. All the time, I try to tell people, you gotta be checked. You gotta check yourself. With this anger and we get mad or I hate that person. You got to get that out of you. Because you hate them, it's really reflection you hate yourself. This thing is damaging you. And this is what some people can't get to the level. And this is the spiritual level we got to get to, beloved. Sometimes we hate greater than we love. Say again, we hate. Our hate is greater than our love. And I take the love to God. Sometimes we hate individuals so much, right, that we won't do what God told us to do. And you see why what you're dishing out is actually coming back to you. You won't explain how you're just and why you should be able to. This is what the Most High is saying. I can't work in a malicious soul. He said the spirit can't dwell in a malicious soul. Brother Kai, can we find that verse? I think it's in Wisdom of Solomon. You don't mind? So this is what we gotta say is very important. I look at some of my brothers, it's like, why is the hate being yelled on the rooftop, but the love is being whispered? Right? Some people are motivated by hate, beloved, by the dislike of something. And sometimes we try to sprinkle it with, oh, because we love God, we hate. No, no, no. Okay? Our love should be greater. All right? Our love for God should be greater than any kind of hate I think I could have had towards my brother and sister. And this is what Christ was walking in. It didn't matter what they did to him. Yes, it hurt him. Yes, it affected him. You don't think? He laid his life down. But his mind said, I love my Father greater. I love them greater. This is why I said love covers a multitude of sin. I know they did this wrong to me, but I'm going to love them and cover that. But some of us get so selfish that what? We're hurt. And instead of asking God to heal the hurt, we lash out. And I don't do anything for nobody. Instead of one person letting the devil use them, guess what? Now it's two. And only Satan's getting happy with that. Okay. All right. Like I did say, you had to step away. So let me look at it. I think it's in the Wisdom of Solomon. Yep. So let's check that. It's chapter 1. Just in case anybody think they should be having this, because I hear some crazy doctrine, beloved. I hear some crazy stuff. And it's not from regular people. There's people that be teaching out there. I'm like, boy, your hate is greater than the love for God. All right. All right. This is 1 and verse 4. All right. This is Wisdom of Solomon 1 and verse 4. All right. For into a malicious soul, wisdom shall not enter, nor dwell in the body that is subject unto sin. So a malicious soul, wisdom cannot enter. All right. The wisdom of God cannot enter into a soul or a body that is being used by malice. Okay. Just like what? Nor dwell in the body that is subject unto sin. Not a body that sinned before, messed up, right? Because you can mess up and repent, but is subject, meaning it is being ruled by sin. You're being a sinner. Okay. You might get upset. All right. But when that thing is getting further, right? You hate that person, you wake up, you hate. Now what? That thing is in you. The Spirit of God can't dwell in there when that's in there. These spirits don't dwell together. So you got to think about it. Is hate ruling the body or is love in there? Because the Most High said, I'm not going in there when there's hate filled in this. If hate got the house, I'm not in that house. So who is it worth hating, beloved? Is it worth hating somebody when you think of it like that? Is it worth holding on to anger and malice, right? And being absent from the Spirit of God? Is it worth that? Simple. The answer should be simple, right? No. I can't afford to hate nobody, beloved. I need God's presence every second of the day. I can't afford to. It's not that I don't want to. I can't afford to be without God. Because 1 second without God is way too long. A moment without him is too dangerous. So this is where, like I said, the law shows us these things. That's why he's saying these things. Why Christ come on the scene talking about forgiveness. They're like, Lord, how many times should we forgive? 70 times 7 a day, 490 times a day. Not that you counting. He's saying, man, you can't be thinking about. There's a time where I have room to what? Not forgive. Now, I ain't talking about forget. I'm talking about having the Spirit to make peace. That's what forgiving is, making peace. We got to, that's what I say, there's some stuff I don't even touch about all the time, but it's about making peace. You are the children of peace. When you are making peace, what spirit is dwelling with you? Peace. The Holy Spirit. Nobody should, we hear that church, nobody should take that joy from us. But really, they can't take the joy from you. You have to what? Yield it to them. Okay? So, beloved, we control our own destiny. We control our spirit. Okay? Let's take hold of it. And I know there's some damnable heresies that's trying to make us flirt with it. Oh, you can have this anger and malice in you and everything and still be functioning in the Holy Spirit. No. This is part of being sober-minded. Okay? All right. All right, Brother Kai took us far off from where we're supposed to be. Let's get back to Exodus. Right? And once again, I'm going to go to that second part, though. Done to his brother. So shall thou put the evil away from among you. So a lot of things you're going to see. You don't say it every time, but definitely when it talks about killing and all that stuff, it's to put the evil away from you. It's to be an example to those that look on and see that. All right. So that, oh man, I saw Brother so-and-so get killed last week. I got stoned last week for that. You're going to think about that like, I ain't trying to do that. We don't sometimes have that same kind of sense of urgency because we don't see it like that, right? We don't see God's wrath happening expedient, and this is what gets us in trouble, right? And that's the scriptures that says that. All right, what verse are we at now? Exodus 22 and verse... red line. To see whether he put his hands until it's good. Okay, I think we read 8-2. All right. Yes, that's why they're the judge is supposed to be looking at it and seeing if he had anything to do with it. Okay. So some people are like, well, I didn't actually do it, but you know the person that did, like you assist them, you know, let them do it. No, you're still responsible for that. All right. Still an accessory to the crime. All right, let's read 9 and 10.
For all manner of trespass, whether it be for ox, for ass, for sheep, for raiment, or for any manner of lost thing, which another challengeth to be his, the cause of both parties shall come before the judges, and whom the judges shall condemn, he shall pay double unto his neighbor. If a man deliver unto his neighbor an ass, or an ox, or a sheep, or any beast to keep, and it die, or be hurt, or driven away, no man seeing it, then shall an oath of Yahweh be between them both, that he have not put his hand unto his neighbor's goods, and the owner of it shall accept thereof, and he shall not make it good.
All right. So anybody got anything for 10-11? I mean 9 and 10. Anybody know what that's saying in layman's terms? All right. So all men are trespass, all right? There's many trespasses, right? Whether they trespass with ox, ass, sheep, right? Animals, right? It was very important those days, all right? Whether eating or working, right? Someone work for them. Or raiment, all right, for clothing, or any manner of lost things, all right? So somebody challenge it to be his, all right? This is mine. No, this is mine, right? It says that a party should take things in their own hands. Is that what it says in verse 9?
No.
Don't say that, do it. What does it say? It says, the cause, when you challenge it to be yours, this is mine. No, this is mine. The cause of both parties shall come before the judges. All right? Beloved, because this can get crazy with certain things. So they will bring them before the judges. Okay? Don't take matters in your own hands. Come before the judges and what? And whom the judges shall condemn, he shall pay double unto his neighbor. Right? So who the judges found guilty shall pay double to his neighbor. Now, yes, beloved, the judges should be in the spirit. They should be doing things right, doing it. They should, all right? Now, this is the wonderful thing about the spirit. Sometimes they could be wrong with certain things, right? But this is the good thing. Sometimes they can be wrong about that, but right about something else. Okay, sometimes they can be reaping even if they was wrong about it. All right, but nonetheless, how it should go is they should do their diligent inquisitions, right, and figure out who's it belong to, and then the guilty part that don't belong to you, you got to pay double. Okay. And once again, this is even to prevent, the abusive things, right? You just keep making actions, oh, this is mine, right? You keep being wrong, guess what? You losing a double every time. So you ain't gonna keep on making all these accusations because you ain't gonna have nothing. All right. So some of these things are what? Preventative measures that the Most High has. All right. I'm putting this here because you ain't gonna just go keep coming and think you're gonna do this, right? Because this is what we have nowadays, right? Everybody trying to sue. They say everybody knows sue, right? Everybody's just trying to sue. But guess what? If there's a repercussion for that, okay, you will think twice. Man, I'm a false witness. That punishment can come to me. You won't think twice about that, aren't you? So now when somebody do come, it brings a little bit of weight because like, well, they know the punishment if they wrong. All right. So it's to take a lot of that folly out of things. All right. It's a lot of folly that's in this world today because they're getting away from laws of God. Okay. Verse 10, if a man deliver unto his neighbor an ass or an ox or a sheep or any beast to keep, and it die or be hurt or driven away, no man seeing it. All right. So he's now delivering this thing to his neighbor, and now it's dying, but no witnesses. All right. No witnesses. Brother Kai, let's read the next two verses.
And if it be stolen from him, he shall make restitution unto the owner thereof. If it be torn in pieces,
Read verse 11. Read 11 and 12.
Verse 11. This shall an oath of Yahweh be between them both, that he have not put his hand unto his neighbor's goods, and the owner of it shall accept thereof, and he shall not make it good. And if it be stolen from him, he shall make restitution unto the owner thereof. If it be torn in pieces, then let him bring it for witness, and he shall not make good that which was torn.
So once again, just dealing with how we definitely with cattle. Remember, we had a lot of cattle come out of Egypt as well. So these things, you might think it's little matters. These are huge matters, beloved. All right. So basically, just show how we deal with things. All right. You don't see it. We don't just throw accusations around. You can still bring them in. We kind of see what's going on. All right. And it says these ones, they should both make an oath. All right. He that put his hand to his neighbor's goods, and the owner shall accept thereof. All right. But if it's stolen away, be stolen from him, he shall make restitution unto the owner thereof. All right. So it was got taken from him because a lot of people were doing certain things and they know, same thing you see nowadays. You see people try to little con and scam artists. So you have these same things in Israel. All right. But if it's torn in pieces, let them bring it, then bring the pieces as a witness. All right. Because people will just say, oh, it got tore up, it got messed up. Right. And it didn't. You just want it for yourself. So no, he said, nope, bring the evidence that it got torn and it got messed up. All right. You I ain't gonna put this on Israel, but you'll see even those kind of things. These kind of things you can even see it today, beloved, right? Oh, this was already open, everything, so I should get to I'm gonna take no, they're like, yeah, just give me that back. I'll give you another one, whatever. Because like I said, people just do certain things. So the Most High is just kind of setting all these little precedents so we can be fair, beloved. All right. Because he knows how we can be. Let's keep reading. I'm sorry, did anybody have anything? Y'all already know y'all can get off of mute or put your hands, unmute yourself, whatever you got to do. Okay. All right, let's keep going.
And if a man borrow aught of his neighbor, and it be hurt or die, the owner thereof being not with it, he shall surely make it good. But if the owner thereof be with it, he shall not make it good. If it be an hired thing, it came for his hire.
All right, once again, just more rules to the same thing we've kind of been dealing with. All right. We're not gonna keep beating dead horse. You can read another two verses.
If a man entice a maid that is not betrothed and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife. If her father utterly refuse to give her unto him, he shall pay money according to the dowry of virgins.
All right. And anybody got anything for 15? I'm sorry, 16 and 17.
What is endow? Is it a payment? What I know what dowry is, but what does it mean endow her?
Like he you need to make her his wife. You just,
But isn't she betrothed?
no, that is not betrothed.
I think.
Yeah, no problem. So let's read that from the top, Brother Kai, slow for us.
If a man entice a maid that is not betrothed and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife.
Okay. Now he's not advising people to do certain things, but he made man attracted to the woman, all that stuff, right? So a man entice a maid, all right, she's a virgin that is not betrothed. She is not married, she has not been promised to anybody. All right. This young man and this woman, all right, this virgin woman. And he entice her, do it all the time, right? Get enticed, and now he lies with her, all right, he has sex with her. He shall surely what? Endow her to be his wife. You need to surely make her your wife. Don't be trying to be because what happened? You get I want to slick talk, I want to sleep with you, and then no, I don't really want you. No, no. You need to make that virgin honorable. Okay. So it wasn't just kill him, right? You should kill him. No. Because what? She's a virgin. She don't belong to somebody. So we can mend this and make this right. Right? Because ain't no harm, no foul done, right? He's a virgin, you a virgin. Y'all stepped, okay, you should have did the proper way, right? There's a more excellent way of doing it. But at the end of the day, you making that promise. So that young man should definitely what? Say, you know what, I want to marry you. Okay. Now, verse 17. Can you read that again, brother?
If her father utterly refuse to give her unto him, he shall pay money according to the dowry of virgins.
All right. So what does that tell us, beloved? What does 17 let us know? Or what is 17 saying? "16 is saying, listen, this young man finds this virgin, he goes and sweet talks her, and they sleep together. Listen, because I don't think it's talk about this one in this section. This is not rape. I want y'all to understand that very clearly, because there is rape doctrine. This is not rape that he's talking about. Okay, there is a law dealing with that. This is somebody that just talking and smooth talked his way and with this virgin and they did their thing. All right. Sister Tima, you have something?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So what it's saying, the father does not have to approve that engagement that they did. So the father could say, no, then that person will have to pay, the man will have to pay. So it can go either way. The father can approve that they didn't do it the proper way, or or he can not approve it, and the guy will have to pay.
Perfect. All right. Yeah, the father can still refuse it because you have. And I'm sorry, brother. Y'all could probably just tell Brother Mike, you don't got to over explain stuff. Because sometimes I do, because I hear some things. So if I do get too much, y'all just let me know. I'm not gonna take no offense to it. However, there's people that will go and say basically you can go and just sleep with somebody, or once you have sex with them, y'all married and that's it and all that stuff. And like I said, this is not saying that. It's actually telling the father can say no. All right. Even though she's a virgin, even though she's not promised to somebody, that does not mean, well, I'm going to sweet talk her and then now I'm going to sleep with her and now she's going to be, nope. Father be like, nope. And guess what you got to do? Even when he say no, you still have to pay the price. Because what did you do? Why is he making you pay that price? Because this might seem out of place, but chapter should be kind. It's still flowing with it. Why is he making you pay that price, young man?
It took her innocence. Like she wouldn't be able to marry after that.
That belonged to what? Well, the daughter
Her
belonged.
husband.
That then actually belonged to her husband. But also, that daughter belongs to who?
The father.
Yes. You took something that didn't belong to you. You didn't get approved for that. All right? I'm gonna say I'm gonna kill you for it, because you have our emotions, all that stuff. I understand that, right? But you did not get the okay from that. That is still under, we're talking about the father's skirt. That daughter is under the father's protection. It's under the father's rule. Only, right, when the husband comes, what? He gives it to the husband. Now it's under what? That's the husband's property. And I don't want to look at it as property, beloved. Women, just understand what I'm saying, right? So when you look at it, that's why. So because you did it, because you still look at the gender and you didn't do it the right way, there's still what? A payment for that. Okay. So you pay that father that dowry. Okay. And like I said, because once again, you have now tainted her, okay? And the value of that, when you do a virgin, is like untouched, pure, right? You now what? She's not pure no more, okay? And that's also, right? That's why I said we got to put the culture, all these things together. What happens on that wedding night, beloved? What does the father get?
The proof of her virginity.
Yes. Right? Because now when she get a husband, right, what hopefully they ain't lying, saying the virgin, but she get a husband, he don't have that. And you calls all kind of names, right? You also got that. So, like I said, it's a lot of different facts that he is showing out, but the most important part is, beloved, there's a payment for that. You did it wrong. And I'm sure there was some young men that were very sad. Some of them did probably love that sister, right? Talking, oh my God, they got, caught in that moment, did that thing, and he probably really wanted to marry her. And I thought, like, nope. And once again, that can still punishment to you. That's why we should do it. We got to do things the right way. And the father had that say, and men, we got to be involved with the children, because you still supposed to have that rule still. That didn't just disappear. Okay. A lot, as quiet as it's kept, beloved. If we have this part instilled, right? The men, us men were doing right. I'm gonna put it on this men. Us men were doing right and being in the position we're supposed to be at, right? Think about how many problems and headaches could have probably been, avoided. Okay, because we always, right, sisters, they always in love. We always got that first love with probably a dummy for the most part, right? Always that one, right? And sometimes your parents can pick that stuff out. When we young, we don't see the same thing, right? And that's part of being young, right? You get that knowledge, you get certain things. But the old have that discernment. And you can see, nah, that's not right. I can see that's going to be a problem. Nah, that guy, She's looking at, but Ted, I love him. He loves me. You just don't understand love. And that, like, I understand it, but this ain't going to work. Right? He has to make that call. What about, it's saying the husband, what about the wife? No, the wife should be involved with that decision. Y'all supposed to be what? One. I know when we're young, we don't understand that, but beloved, when parents is right, we got to be righteous. We're supposed to pick up certain things like that. We should not just be happy. And I know sometimes our sisters get all, and sister, I'm gonna get you right after this. Sometimes we get so excited because women, the girl brings the guy and the mom just be so happy. I mean, I get it. Y'all love y'all daughters. Y'all like to see them happy. I get it, right? Oh my God, he's cute, right? You always go, oh, he's cute. Oh my God, sometimes you get caught up on that, right? The dads, right, men? We don't care about that cuteness crap. Men worrying about something totally different. Worry about, can you provide for my daughter? Will you protect her? How you going to treat her? And I'm not saying, right, women, y'all, some of y'all thinking that same way, but this is kind of the dad's concern. All that cuteness, smiling, we don't care about none of that. Okay? We worry about the well-being of our daughter. Okay, and sometimes we have to understand, beloved, that duality. Right? Sometimes the mothers and brothers, we got to be in tune with our wives and women, because the women, sometimes y'all pick up certain things. It ain't women intuition. It's the spirit that's within y'all. I'm not going to give it to no spookism thing. But the Holy Spirit's not touching like, there's something that's not right. Sisters, y'all ever have a feeling, I'm throwing this out, did y'all ever have a feeling where you couldn't explain it, but you felt it? Right?
Yes, 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 yes.
Right? You couldn't explain it, like the spirit just telling you, but you like, I don't have no rationale for it. Right? But that's how the spirit works tonight. Sometimes later on, it will present itself. And sometimes when something happens, like, I knew it. I knew something wasn't right. Right? Sometimes like, I don't even have a reason why I'm feeling this way. You don't. Your carnal eyes don't. Your fleshly body don't. But guess what? That spirit within you, not the intuition, that spirit within you start to just get bothered. And you're like, man, he smiled, he seemed nice and everything. Like, I don't understand why I'm feeling this way. And what you start to do, a lot of times you start to question yourself and fight yourself to submit and say, you know what, I don't know what's in me, but I got to throw that out so I can, because there's nothing wrong. It's just something with, no. Now, when y'all getting that feeling, beloved, this is when you're supposed to go to the Most High. I don't understand what I'm feeling, but it's something it's something in my spirit that's bothered. I need peace of this. And it's the same thing, man. We do. There's something I don't understand it, but Lord, give me the answer. Give me the realization. This is when we're supposed to tap into that spirit. Because I'm always going to give you the answer. It'll be easy to just give you the answer every time. But sometimes he's creating opportunities for you to what? Exercise the spirit. All right? You got to know how it works for you. Sometimes it might give you something, you might get a vision. Sometimes you might get a dream. See, some of your gifts is waiting to be manifested to you. But you got to what? Dive into that and tap into that spirit. Sometimes that's how you're going to figure out your calling. Okay? All right. I said a lot. Let's go back. As y'all know, Brother Mike goes on this tangent sometimes. All right. But like I said, sisters, definitely, because we need you. All right. Y'all are not second-class citizens in the body. No, we need you. If the church is going to function properly, we need you. Don't feel like just because you're not in a capacity as the main teacher or whatever, you don't have worth. That is not what the Bible teaches. But it talks about what we're supposed to be, a body, and that the whole body is supposed to be joined together, that we function together. So we need you, women, but we need you in the capacity of being what? Led by the Spirit. Because you know what the devil does? He's very slick. He knows some of y'all gifts, and he's going to put his what? His little disguise in there. He's going to throw these little things in there. He know about that spirit being led, and that he's going to put that, that spirit of jealousy before it. And sometimes if you are not operating in the spirit, you will be operating in self. So there's going to be some times, beloved, we get together, there's going to be some times people come in, and sometimes some sisters, I don't like her, right? Sometimes you don't like her because you might be jealous of the sister. You might be getting attention and you don't like. Sometimes it's like that. But sometimes it can be your spirit saying, no, there's something that ain't right about this sister. She don't mean well for the body. But you know what? If you are not staying in the spirit, you let that jealousy keep speaking out. They ain't going to trust you when the spirit actually uses you. So this is why we have to make sure, beloved, we're constantly feeding that spirit. Right? And sometimes even as men, We some of us can be wise or smart, even in scriptures, whatever like that. But sometimes we can be naive to that. You don't think sisters know? Oh, that he loves the Bible. So they're gonna be coming to you, oh, brother so and so. Can you tell me this and that? And sometimes they don't want to, they ain't caring about that. They got other moves that they doing. And sometimes we're not thinking like that, right? We're thinking, when it comes to scriptures, it's about the Father, we're thinking like that. But sometimes what? That sister, maybe that wife, whatever, them sisters looking and saying, something ain't right. We're gonna keep an eye on her. Right? And they might come to you, brother. Nah, be careful. Yeah, be careful. Don't be so quick to shoot the sister down and thinking it's just jealousy. Right? Sometimes it can be the spirit warning. But like I said, sister, you got a great responsibility, because if you move off of jealousy, then you're going to lose the trust of the man too as well, right? So we want to make sure, beloved, that's why we want to pray for one another as well, that the spirit is using us all in a great capacity. Just to answer what you got.
I learned that I learned about that gifting young. And sometimes, I like people. So when I meet a person that I don't feel comfortable with without cause, I would begin to pray and fast and ask God to change my heart. And it was crazy. A non-believer said to me, your emotions are pure, believe them. So I'm like, well, I need to put my emotions in check, but perhaps it's coming from somewhere because I don't have a reason. So long story short, the woman was very close to a pastor friend of mine. I'm under his leadership. He lost his mom when he was young, so his mother-in-law was like his mama. How could I tell this man how I feel about his mama? Now she's an evangelist. He go on the road wherever he go, and she's in charge. So this is my dumb self to prove to myself and prove to God that I'm over it and whatever. I go to the altar. Now this is an AME church, brother Mike. You know I've been everywhere. AME church. They don't lay no hands on nobody. This chick laid her hands on me. And when I tell you for the next 2.5 years, I probably didn't know my name. I would ultimately run into this man, the pastor, in the barber shop with my sons, and I asked for his mother-in-law, and he made a reference to a snake. Now that's a 2.5 term. I had to. Now, not only do I not know I don't like this woman, but now she done put the wanky on me. So through that experience, I learned to obey quickly, do quickly, believe it. And I've noticed that the time between the feeling and the revelation gets shorter and shorter and shorter with each time. I trust it and just sit back. It is what it is. I don't have any reason to not. As for many years, I had rose-colored glasses. I would have a whole fit if somebody didn't like me, right? So that disturbed me deeply. So, but through that, I learned you're not going to like everybody, and every unliking of a person is not necessarily your flesh. There may be some reason. It may be, and if it's nothing other than for you to pray for them, that's sufficient enough. But if that thing, you don't have to prove to anybody. You just sit back and you watch. And sometimes you got to walk that thing down for a minute. All right, got to walk that thing down for a moment. You won't get it right away. But I promise you, the Most High is faithful. If he placed that on you, it's a reason. If he allows someone to be transparent, when we pray, we become very sensitive. So you come in and out of all these companies, and the Most High just dropped something on you, like, I'm not sure what to do with this. So I'm just going to pray for that person. I'm not praying to get it off of me, because sometimes it's heavy, it's burdensome, like it really disturbs you. It's different than your nature. You're going to be messed, like it's not something you can shake off. It lays heavy. So in prayer, sometimes you'll get understanding, you'll be able to see. But sometimes you got to wait that out. It's like it's growing your faith. Like, I know I'm just going to wait. I know it's something. I'm just going to wait. And I tell you, the Most High is faithful. The quicker we obey, we move, we believe, the answer is not long around the corner. Be encouraged, my sisters.
Thank you for that testimony. All right, I'm sure some people probably dealt with those things. And beloved, you got to be strong. You got to be strong in your faith. That's why we got, I'm talking about, you got to talk and have that relationship with the Most High. Because guess what, beloved? He can give you something, and I'll put to me, he can blind me from it. Yes, I'm referring to, I'm referring to your teacher. He can blind me from something. Because some of the tests is not for me, it's for you. He might make me blind to, I'm thinking that person mean well. To see if it will shake your faith. But this is why we all got to be touched into the spirit. You think he just used one individual? No. We're a body, we're many members. So definitely trust that spirit. If you're like, well, I feel like I'm getting these things, but I don't know. You don't think the Most High knows? Cry out to him. It might require some fasting. Lord, teach me what I should do. Even when you get information, beloved, you get a drink. What do I do with this? Because some people don't even consider what I should do with it. They just start doing. And sometimes that makes a mess. All information ain't supposed to be spread. Some information is for you. But sometimes we don't realize and ask the Most High, what is this for? And we'll just start making a mess. Sometimes he'll tell you about pastor so-and-so because he wants you to get away. He sometimes don't tell you to go and lay him out. He's giving you this so you can get away, you not be affected. All right. So tap into it, see how the Most High works. All right. Since we're talking about that, Brother Kyle, let's go to Hebrews. Wait up, I'm sorry, Sister Tima. Was that for this question? I said hold on, or was that for the last one?
It's okay, using the spirit of things. I just had a precept
Bring it out.
for the Father, and it was Numbers 30. And we don't have to read it now, but we can just read it on our own time, and we can learn about the law of the vowels pretty much, and why we say the Father word is important.
Yes. It's important. I think I forgot what that title was called. Can't even think about it. We had a lesson dealing with like the heads. It may be like, are you covered or something like that? Who's dealing with that? But I give you a little more detail about the man and what his position and role is supposed to be. Okay. All right. I do know this one. Let's start at verse 1. Give me read some things through. Yeah. All right, let's number 30, verse 1.
You said Numbers?
Yes.
So, what was the number?
Numbers chapter 30. Numbers chapter 30. And start at verse 1. We're gonna skip a little bit to it.
And Moses spake unto the heads of the tribes concerning the children of Israel, saying, this is the thing which Yahweh hath commanded. If a man vow a vow unto Yahweh, or swear an oath to bind his soul with a bond, he shall not break his word. He shall do according to all that proceedeth out of his mouth.
Right. So remember, Moses is telling what? The heads, right? The heads of the tribe saying, listen, this is what he's saying. This is what Most High is saying. All right. You make a vow, you swear, you bind your soul to that thing. All right. You better do what you done said out your mouth. Right. Verse 3.
If a woman also vow a vow unto Yahweh, and bind herself by a bond, being in her father's house.
So this woman vows a vow unto Yahweh, but what? The thing is, she's in her father's house, right? Still in her youth. She's under her father's ruling. Verse 4.
And her father hear her vow, and her bond wherewith she had bound her soul, and her father shall hold his peace at her. Then all her vows shall stand, and every bond wherewith she had bound her soul shall stand.
But listen, when you saying things, beloved, you put, oh God, if you deliver me, I'm gonna always serve you. I ain't gonna do that. And you're like, oh, what you say? Okay, right? So when a man says it, there it is. So you done made this vow and get processed. Now, a woman that's under the umbrella of her husband or under her father, not gonna go through all of it, but right now it's under her father, right? If she makes the vow that's bonding her soul, right? It's not sent out yet if the father hears it. Okay. So if the father hear her make this vow and don't say anything, then the vow goes off. She's being held to that. Okay. But verse 5, listen to this.
But if her father disallow her in the day that he heareth, not any of her vows or of her bonds wherewith she had bound her soul shall stand, and Yahweh shall forgive her, because her father disallowed her.
So this is what I was saying. I'm going to take away what she said. I know she attempted to bind herself, but I gave the father that kind of authority, all right, that kind of power that what he could take it and not bind it, make it binding. Okay. So when you look at understand this, beloved, the men, that's why you want a righteous man. He is supposed to be an insurance for you. All right. So we talk about the daughter, but also wife. If we keep reading, right? They're supposed to be an insurance. All right. If you say it in the house of God, the men, you know what I'm saying? Not just the men supposed to be an insurance thing. Because sometimes you might say something wrong. You might mean well. Lord, if you do this for me, I'll give you everything I have. Oh, husband like, whoa, 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 whoa. Not everything now. Lord, we're not signed off for that, right? Because sometimes you might, you might be feeling good and you might say some things tough, and the Most High, he listening to that and taking that in. But he gives that husband that authority, like, no. Or that father, no, not that. Okay. But he has to, what he said, he has to be hearing it. Right? You can't correct somebody he didn't hear. So that's the kind of authority that he gives the man to do that. All right. However, she can make those vows. Women can make vows. Talk about the widow, she can make a vow, but it's going to stand. Right. You don't get proofread. Okay. So this is basically showing what that man's supposed to be. That head is supposed to be, that proofreading, that insurance, that safety net. Okay. So once again, the Most High is putting extra insurance, and that's another thing. Women, it's a beautiful thing to have. It's a safety net insurance. But once again, if you get in somebody that's not, subject to the Most High and everything, you have a big old hole in that safety net. It's supposed to be a safety net, but you got a big old hole in it. It's only a safety net when they what? Doing the things of God. Okay. So good precept, sis. Good precept. All right, let's go to Hebrews 5. And yeah, you should read the chapter. All right, I'm just, for time's sake, and go through everything. But Hebrews chapter 5. And there's stuff for women as well. Y'all can save us men too. That's why men don't be just going for, the wrong assets, right? You should be going for the right things. All right, going for that righteous woman, because sometimes we are knuckleheads. All right, none of the sisters say nothing, don't smile. All right, but sometimes I'm men, we doing some foolish things, and sometimes we need that sister. Sometimes we need that sister led by the Spirit. I don't think that's right. In the good spirit, I don't think that's right. I don't think we should do that. Consider that, right? Having that wisdom. You don't just got to be a mute. No, the Bible don't teach that about our women, just to be a mute, to be arguing and curse them out or anything like that. But you're supposed to, he love his woman, right? He should have what? His heart should trust her. See, we look at that Proverbs 31. His heart should be trusted in her. Meaning, I know she's not doing anything to hurt me. So even when she's saying something, I know the intent is not to hurt me. And a man should consider when somebody's saying something, the intent not to hurt him. Because even if she's wrong, the intent is right. And we shouldn't be mad and being spiteful when they don't intend to do these things. All right. So women, once again, his heart can't fully be trusted in you if you're moving off the wrong spirit. Okay. All right. Hebrews 5:14. Hebrews 5:14. Matter of fact, go to all right, let's go to no, I ain't gonna go too far. Let's go to 13.
But everyone that useth milk is unskillful in the word of righteousness, for he is a babe.
All right, so some people talk about we got to be taught again. Verse 12 saying, when you teachers, you need to be taught again. Some people just going out teaching don't have no foundation. All right, so you need to be taught. If you don't taught, you're being unskillful with the word of God. All right, and that is dangerous. Okay, to be unskillful with it, because this is a dangerous book if you use it wrong. Okay, so everyone that's on milk, that's understanding, they're still not skillful in the scriptures. Okay, which we all experience. Verse 14.
But strong meat belongeth to them that are of a full age,
Mm-hmm.
even those who by reason of use have their senses exercised to discern both good and evil.
This belongs to what? People that are full age, people that get older, right? Just as you're thinking at 17 to be different when you're thinking get above that 30, 40, 90, right? You start your senses being exercised, right? We have these things, but that discernment, exercise to discern both good. So that's exercising your discernment. All right. That needs to go through exercise. You need to go through some things. All right. You need to know the difference from I'm just feeling jealous, I'm just feeling this way, and the spirit is talking to me. All right. The spirit is coming to me in this dream or vision, and not I'm thinking it's the spirit, but I just ate too many cookies. That's my problem. And I'm dreaming. Okay. So having your senses exercised. And this is what's supposed to be guiding the young people. The older women supposed to have what? Their senses exercised. They supposed to be teaching the young women, giving them that wisdom and that skill. Same thing with men. We, the older men, supposed to what? Know the way. The young is strong, but the old know the way. That's the connect we're supposed to have. We get the mind of the old and the wise, and you're instilling it in that young and strong, right? That's what makes a nation great. Okay. So once again, what Sister Angela was bringing out, having that experience and everything, she's exercising that discernment, exercising that spirit. All right. And the more you do that, beloved, get familiar. But if you ain't exercising that spirit, you ain't gonna know the difference. Okay. But you have to exercise it. You have to pray. You have to talk to God. Beloved, they don't have to be something crazy. I go on my knees, start crying. Something, just keep God in your mind. Just keep thanking God, just giving him praise, all those things. All right. He will open these things up. We were reading the scriptures. This is how you're learning discernment. All right. You can get knowledge of discernment. That's what the scriptures are for. So we have understanding and see certain things. Because sometimes the spirit don't full-fledged, it might hit Sister Angela and she can just feel it, just hits her, and she just knows it. Sometimes I can get the discernment from certain scriptures that I read, right? The knowledge of discernment. Okay, of course, the spirit will we might feel better, that's a greater manifestation. All right, but some things we will know from the knowledge of it, right? The knowledge of the scriptures. All right, let's keep going, Brother Kai. We're never going to get out of here. Verse 18. So we're back at Exodus 22. We're back at Exodus 22, and we're going to go to verse 18.
Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. Whosoever lieth with a beast shall surely be put to death.
All right. These are short, sweet, and to the point, beloved. You don't suffer a witch to live. Okay? You don't suffer them to live because they going to just what? Their job is deceiving. We can't even let that live. We can't let that be all mixed around and cause confusion. Put away the witch. All right. And you'll see that even with some of the older things, they be burning the witches at the stake and all that stuff. Some of the things they get biblically. Okay. But you do not suffer a witch to live. And don't think it have to be the witch as what you've been seeing. Now, there's another deception. You looking for that long nose and that pointy hat on the broom. No. Okay. Don't let them enchantress, all those people that giving you away from God, those are witches too. Okay? So don't let, right, I'm not want nobody to kill them physically, right? But you got to kill those things dealing with your spirit and your life, all right? Do not be entertaining witches. They'll go in there and you be the next witch, you be around them, okay? Their job is to mess you up. Okay. What's the other one? Rebellion. Rebellion is as witchcraft. All right. So put that in perspective. Somebody that's rebelling against the Most High God, laws and statutes and judgments, he's saying, look at that as witchcraft, the practice of witchcraft. So you connect it together. Those that's going against what God's saying, practicing going against what God's saying, and what they doing, trying to get you to go against what God's saying. That's why he said, put that to death. Some of that temptation is only because what? We entertain it. We allow it to live. We sometimes put it in the back pocket. You got to put it away, beloved. All right. Whosoever lie with the beast shall surely be put to death. He said that brother or sister has lost his whole entire mind. Okay. You don't wake up one day, and I want to understand why the Most High is saying this, because he has, well, we know there's other sexual immoralities. You don't wake up one day and saying, boy, look at that cow. I want to do something to that cow. You don't wake up no day and do that. All right. Your mind has been warped to get to that level. Okay. So he's saying, no, put them away. And you don't want to trust somebody that's doing that. Because they looking at a beast like that. I don't think they looking at my kid like they all jacked up. So like, nope, kill that person. Okay. This ain't Brother Michael's judgment. This is what we had in this room. All right. There was no, what do we don't see? We don't see no counseling. We don't see no trying to experiment on them, trying to figure them out. Nope. Kill them. Okay. So if you really can't control it, it's no problem. Most High making that very easy decision. That's it. Okay. All right, Brother Kai. Let's keep going. Verse 20.
He that sacrificeth unto any god, save unto Yahweh only, he shall utterly be put to death. Shalakia, he shall be utterly destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt neither vex a stranger nor oppress him, for you were strangers in the land of Egypt.
This is a good one, verse 20. He that sacrificed unto any god. Did it say what God? I mean, what sacrifice had to be?
Nope.
Right. So there's the animal sacrifice. I'm not negating that. But sacrifice ain't just talking about animals. That's not the only sacrifice you can do. You sacrifice to any god, save unto Yahweh only, he shall be destroyed. This is why we talk about the paganism and stuff like that. Who are you sacrificing to? All right. If it ain't our God, who are you sacrificing to? It makes it very easy. Are you doing that to our God? It ain't to our God, then we don't want no parts of it. And you should want no part of that, saying that person gonna be utterly destroyed. Everybody's getting destroyed, beloved. It ain't because sometimes we feel all sad. You better tap to the spirit before you start being sad and before you start wanting to waste your tears. Some of these people, what? They want to sacrifice unto gods. So this is the punishment. And we told you that was not according to the Bible. We told you don't do that. But you want to do your holidays, or what we call holy days. Most High said, this is to me. But they're going to argue you how this ain't necessary while they what? Do theirs. To these guys, nothing in the Bible that even halfway support it. It ain't a problem that you're not saying. Let's say you're not sacrificing to our God. But this saying what? If you sacrifice to any other God. My folks said, don't sacrifice to any other God. Okay. All right. Verse 21, thou shalt neither vex a stranger nor oppress him. Okay. So talking about, oh, well, somebody knows, well, you should do. Nope. You can't vex them, can't oppress them. Why? For ye were strangers in the land of Egypt. So give me the context. Remember how you were, where you came from don't vex the strangers that come along with you. You know how that feel. It didn't feel good. We're getting oppressed and beaten, all that stuff. Don't you go and now forget that and start doing that to someone else. Okay? So I tell you that all the time, beloved. You know, when we was out in this world and how we treat all that stuff, remember that. Sometimes we'll forget. We was in darkness and sin, being all disobedient to the Most High. As soon as we get in this truth, we forget that we was ever like that. Start treating people. They just don't love God. They just, no. Just have a little mercy. They might not love them just like you didn't love them at one time. But guess what? Just complaining how bad they were didn't help you, did it? Right? Oh, Brother Mike just don't love God. That's why he's in that. That's why he's still doing it. He don't love God. All right, that's okay. That might be true. But is that going to help me out? Or the prayers, the fervent, effectual prayers of a righteous man or woman, is that going to do it? See, we'll justify it, but you're hating me at that time. Love is going to what? I'm looking past your faults. I'm going beyond you, Mike. I'm touching the spirit. Because you need the spirit. It's clearly you need the spirit. All right? So let us that have the spirit tap into it. Something that the world cannot do. They cannot receive. Because he has not made himself known to the world. And this is what Christ was talking about. You just said, how are you going to make yourself known to us and not into the world? Right? But we see it, beloved. All right, let's keep going, Brother Kai.
You shall not afflict any widow or fatherless child. If thou afflict them in any wise, and they cry at all unto me, I will surely hear their cry.
I might hear their cry.
I will surely hear their cry.
And y'all can interpret it, remix how you want. Somebody's a widow, father or father's child. Why is he pointing out these two, beloved? Why is he pointing out these two in this verse? What is the correlation? What is the similarities of the widow and the father's child?
They don't have a covering.
Don't have the covering. The covering of what? That man. Okay. So they're without a covering. When you're out of it, when you're without a covering, what's happened? There's an exposure. There's a nakedness. All right, nakedness or shame that comes about. All right. So they are exposed. They are vulnerable. Right? And a true nature of a wolf, right, is to get the vulnerable sheep. They'll get sheep, but they want that vulnerable. Look at the ant plant and everything. Even those lions, they're wise at hunting. They don't always try to chase the strong. No. They try to get you what? They try to separate them from the herd, get that one that's limping or that one that's very weak, right? That didn't, fully give age and everything, and they'll get that one. It's the same thing with human nature. When you got somebody that don't got the right spirit, they look and they try to take advantage of those vulnerable people. Those little pedophile molesters, guess what? They look at that. Who they try to get? The one that don't have the fathers in the house. The one that the parents are not involved. All right? But we have an obligation. We have men, I'm going to put this in the mirror. We have an obligation to what? Protect the widows, protect the fatherless. So somebody coming there with the wrong spirit, trying to take advantage, it's our job to protect them like they're our child, because they are. Our responsibility. And sisters, I need y'all spirits on 100% at all times. Because sometimes, like I said, us brothers, we be blinded by certain things. And you might have somebody come there with the wrong intent. There's some men crept in the unawares trying to take advantage of the flock. And there's some sick ones that's trying to, touch these innocent children. And I'm gonna let y'all know right now, we don't play that. We do not play that. So we need y'all sisters, definitely men, we need to be looking out as well, right? But y'all bring that to the forefront. right? You don't need to wait on that. We ain't be no patient on that. You bring that to the forefront to us. One thing I told you when we established, we're going to establish that principle very early. Okay. So, ye should not afflict the widow or the fatherless child. All right. Don't take advantage of people. Definitely when you feel like, because that's what some people do. You want to take advantage of certain people. They don't got, you definitely got churches, they got their families, right? They got their little certain cliques, and you take advantage of that one that don't have that kind of stuff, right? That's weak. That's weak coward men that do stuff like that anyway. All right. We should not take advantage of it. Okay. Some of us, maybe the husband not in the church, right? But the woman's there, but you're going to speak to her a certain way. If you ain't going to speak to her like that when her husband's around, don't be a coward and speak like that now. We shouldn't even be dealing with that. We should be looking at them as what? Our sisters. You wouldn't call your sister a certain name, you wouldn't treat her a certain way. Don't do the same thing to your sisters here. Same thing, vice versa. Okay? We want to love and protect one another, beloved. If thou afflict them in any wise, all right, you do something wrong to them and they cry at all unto me because what? They don't got that head covering. They don't got that manifested flesh to you, right? But what? Who's their father? The Most High. All right. He said, oh, don't think I neglected them just because they don't have that, right? Now, when they cry to me, it comes what? Right to me. And he's saying, what I'm going to do, I'm going to hear their cry. So, beloved, be careful how you treat people, how you do people. So, let's keep going. We're going to get out of here, beloved. I think we're at verse. I gotta look at the screen too. 25.
Reading on mute.
My fault.
No. Okay,
All right. Verse 25.
If thou lend money to any of my people that is poor by thee, thou shalt not be to him as a usurer, neither shalt thou lay upon him usury. If thou at all take thy neighbor's raiment to pledge, thou shalt deliver it unto him that the sun goeth down. But that is his covering only, it is his raiment for his skin, wherein shall he sleep. And it shall come to pass when he crieth unto me that I will hear, for I am gracious.
Right. So go through this. If you should live any money to the people that is poor by thee, all right, thou should not be to him a usurer. All right, you ain't gonna lay usury upon him. In other words, you're not gonna put extra on there. All right, thinking like a loan shark. You somebody need to borrow $10. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna let you borrow my $10. All right, but you gotta pay me back 11. All right, you add usury upon it. Okay, we don't need to get in that practice, beloved. Okay, with our brothers and sisters, they have need and you have it. I will say this, beloved, if you don't have it, don't give it. Don't give your brother something that if they don't, and this is wisdom speaking, if it's going to make you lose your soul or look at your brother and sister differently, if they don't pay you back, don't give it. All right? How many times relationships get tore up because of that? Okay? Always say, give what you're willing to lose. All right? That's my judgment. Give what you're willing to lose. Now, brothers and sisters, even though I'm saying that on the one half, you need to be doing everything possible to give that back. All right. That's not an excuse for you to say, well, you should. No. You're supposed to give things back. All right. You ask for $5 and borrow $5, make sure you return, you give that back to them. Okay. But I'm just giving wisdom to people that's giving. All right. Because some people want to give, they want to do those kind of things. But like I said, you have to be wise with it. Don't give somebody your rent money. And then, I need my rent money. And now you're about to lose it because they don't have the money. Don't do that. Okay. So one of my golden rules, give what you're willing to lose. Okay. Give what you're willing that if I don't get it back, I'm still going to look at that person, my brother or my sister. I'm not going to, hold it to them and everything. I might not let them borrow some more money, but nonetheless, our relationship is still fun. Okay. And if thou take thy neighbor's raiment to pledge, thou shalt deliver unto him by the sun goeth down. All right. So if you borrow something, give it back, beloved. All right. Most High knows all these kind of things because, beloved, we all experience these kind of things. Somebody borrowing something, they ain't give it back. You know, you lend them something, they don't get these. What? It caused some problems. All right. So he's just saying, he's just giving us certain things. All right. Why? And he's going a little bit in the example of it, because sometimes he'll explain it, because what? They need that. All right. You withholding something that they need. Now they're going to what? He's saying this person is raiment that you did. That was their covering. All right. Now, how are they going to sleep? How are they going to find comfort? Right. And now, because of that, they have to cry out to me, and I'm going to hear them. Okay. So Most High shown us two things. He hears those that's in need. Okay. Don't think that you ever neglect it. Most High hear those that's in need. Okay. And make sure we're doing things that what? That people feel like they have to cry out to the Most High because they need, because of something we have done. Okay. So be careful, beloved, how we deal with other people. All right. Brother Kai, finish it up. 28 to 31.
Thou shalt not revile the gods, nor curse the ruler of thy people. Thou shalt not delay to offer the first of thy ripe fruits and of thy liquors. The firstborn of thy sons shalt thou give unto me. Likewise shalt thou do with thine ox and with thy sheep. 7 days it shall be with his dam. On the 8th day thou shalt give it me. And ye shall be holy men unto me, neither shall ye eat any flesh that is torn of beasts in the field. Ye shall cast it to the dogs.
All right. Anybody got anything from 28 to 31? So 28, thou shalt not revile the gods. Don't think it's like Poseidon and Zeus and all that kind of stuff. No, this is talking about people. All right. This is what Paul used when he was talking. He used that. Okay. When he called that priest the white as wool, and he said, you judge, you revile the high priest, whatever. He was talking about that. You revile the gods. God's dealing with like powers. All right. So gods represent like powers. Okay. Which will be what? Rules of the people, or like the priest and things like that. They will be the powers. Okay. So God, the title God, dealing with powers. Okay. So you should not revile powers. You should not curse the rule of the people. Why? Because that sets a bad precedent to the others. Okay. When you disrespect your leaders, was that showing even the next generation? Oh yeah, it's okay to disrespect them, right? And that's going to be dangerous, because what? The fleshly one is maybe your leader, but ultimately you're showing to disrespect those that, Most High put in that order, in that ranking. Okay. Ultimately, you're going at him when you really understand it. Okay. So you shouldn't just be reviling them. Okay. Verse 29, thou shalt not delay to offer the first of the ripe fruits and of thy liquors, the firstborn of thy sons, thou should give unto me. All right. So we give that. We give also, basically you sanctifying your children to them. Okay. And when we looked at the last chapter, I'm going to Proverbs chapter 3. Even with the children, right? Remember, they would offer a lamb child. Okay. So when they came out of Egypt, they actually talked about that. Okay. Brother Kai, can you read Proverbs 3 real quick, 3 and 9? He said, talking about the substance.
Said Proverbs 3 and 9.
Yes.
Honor Yahweh with thy substance, and with the first fruits of all thine increase.
How do you honor him? With substance. Because I'm like, oh, you doing this, you giving this thing. God just really want. No, he's saying your substance. Something you did, you worked for it. Yeah, he said honor him with that. Because it's supposed to be acknowledging that what he gave it to you. Right? It's just kind of understanding. So honor him with thy substance. Then he goes into details. The first fruit of what? All thy increase. what you increase, what you profits, honor him with. All right. Now, when you connect it with tithes and everything, but just in general, you give him the best. All right. Verse 10. There's a reason.
So shall thy barns be filled with plenty, and the presser shall burst out with the new wine.
You want to receive these things, you want to receive a blessing that you can't receive, like churches say, you give them the best. Okay? Don't make a show about it, but you give them the best. And he says, so, right now I can do this. You don't give me the best, I'm probably not going to do this. But if you give me your best, the first fruit, okay, then what? Your barn should be filled with plenty, right? All right, same thing, just telling you the rules with it, let it be under the dam, the 8th day. Give it to me, and ye shall be holy unto me. All right, neither shall ye eat flesh that is torn of the beasts of the field, ye shall cast to the dogs. All right, so we should be holy. This is why the Most High is doing these things, giving us these things, so we can be holy. How did he make us holy? He gave us his name. All right, he sanctified us. How did he sanctify us? Through his giving his name. Right, so we have a great responsibility. All right. And he's saying, you know what? You don't eat none of the flesh that is torn to beasts of the field. All right. Something that was turned like that. Nah, that's not going to be for you. Y'all holy men. You give that to dogs. The dogs eat stuff like that. All right. I want to give y'all the best. And that's what the Most High gave us. This is why we give him the best that we have, because he gave us the best of him. And what was the best of him? Ultimately, his spirit. Right. With that, we will end it. Anybody got any questions or anything? Any comments before we close out? It was a lengthy one, but it was a good one. All right. So we give praises, honor, and glory to the Most High. Brother Kai, you want to close us out?
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us of our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. In Yahweh's precious name we pray. Amen. Amen.
Amen. All right, beloved, we'll end it there. All right. We will see you, Lord's willing, in a few hours. All right. For our Sabbath class at 1:30. All right. Our Sabbath class starting at 1:30. All right. We will be doing our chapter reading. We are in Corinthians. It's not exactly what chapter, but we're in Corinthians, that next chapter. Right. So with that, beloved, right, I say Ayana Habatham, which means I love you all. Shalom, shalom, beloved.
Shalom, shalom.
Hello.
Shalom, shalom.